Most of you have been told that you need to spend $65 on a government registration for every single melody you write. Or worse, you've been told that a digital certificate from a site like SongSecure is a bulletproof shield that stops theft in its tracks. But both of these ideas are dangerously wrong. The truth is, protection doesn't actually exist in the way that they're selling it to you. And in the eyes of the law, there is a massive, expensive difference between having proof and having insurance. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use digital notaries like Dacr or SongSecure to build a fortress around your catalog for a fraction of the cost, and exactly when you need to stop playing around and get the government involved. My goal today is to help you understand that utilizing a tiered evidence system where you separate your daily workflow proof, which is Dacr and SongSecure, from your high stakes legal insurance, which is the government, is the key to unlocking tamper-proof catalog security. And I'm going to explain what is necessary to certify every single file you create so you can send your music out with the confidence of a major label legal department. So let's jump into proof versus insurance. And this is the protection trap here. The misleading narrative is this: when you look at the word that SongSecure and Dacr love to use, protect, they tell you that they protect your music. But let's check the dictionary just to see what protect is. To protect is to keep you safe from harm or injury, or to guarantee by legal measures. And they're not guaranteeing anything. Now, here's the truth. Neither the government nor a private website can protect your song. So I want you to think about it. If someone downloads your beat from YouTube and puts it on their album, did a digital certificate physically stop them? No, it didn't. And did a government seal block their intent or their internet access? No, it didn't. The theft already happened. The harm is done. So if they can't protect you, then what are they actually selling? The difference is proof versus insurance. What these companies are actually selling is proof. Proof is evidence of establishing a fact. It is a receipt. It says, I had this file on this date. Dacr and Song Secure are essentially digital notaries. They provide a tamper-proof date of certification certificate. That's it. Now, compare that with the US government. The Copyright Office doesn't protect you either. They offer insurance. So when you register with the government, you aren't buying a shield, you're buying the right to sue for statutory damages. Now, according to Title 17 USC Section, we're talking up to $30,000 for innocent infringement and up to $150,000 for willful infringement. That is your insurance policy. The $65 is the deductible. Now, why does SongSecure use the word protect? Well, it's because they know that you're afraid, and they know music creators are terrified of being ripped off, so they use fear-mongering tactic and language to make a $10 to $20 certificate, depending on who you use between the two, to sound like a bulletproof vest. It is what it is. But remember, 1, private sites like Dacr and SongSecure offer cheap proof, the receipt. 2, the government or the USCO, US Copyright Office, offers expensive enforcement, the lawsuit. So if you try to use proof when you need insurance, you're going to lose. But if you try to buy insurance for every single 8-bar loop you make, you're going to go broke. So let's get into them a little bit more. The blockchain, the digital notary, the blockchain, and the evidence. So if they aren't protection, then what are they? I want you to think of Dacr and SongSecure as digital notaries. Back in the day, people used the poor man's copyright by mailing a CD to themselves and leaving it sealed. That's old and it's flimsy. And any lawyer can argue you tampered with the envelope. Plus, the copyright statute doesn't even honor it, nor is it even written into the statute that it is an acceptable form of evidence or a tangible fixation. Dacr and SongSecure do the 2026 version of this, but they take your file and create a digital hash. Then they anchor that fingerprint onto a blockchain. This creates a permanent tamper-proof record that proves your work existed in the exact form on that exact date. So what do they actually provide? Well, when you pay for these services, you aren't getting a government registration. You are getting 1, a copyright certificate, a professional document summarizing your claim, all right? The Copyright Office calls this a claimant. 2, you're getting a blockchain hash, the technical DNA of your file, okay? And then 3, you're getting a timestamp receipt, legal proof of the fixation of your work. See what I'm saying? Your work was fixed in a form, digitally, you uploaded it, and you got proof of the fixation. So the reality check is this: under Federal Rules of Evidence 902.14, this hash can be self-authenticating in court, meaning you don't necessarily need a forensic expert to testify. Hold on, but there's a catch. To use this rule, the court often requires a certification of a qualified person, aka an expert witness. So if you ever had jury duty and maybe someone had a DUI, they bring in an expert witness to explain what the cop did wrong on the scene or whatever that has nothing to do with the case, but they're just going to explain you the science. That's what you got to have. Now, if the company you use goes out of business or you can't provide that certification, your hash is just a string of numbers that a judge might ignore. Now, if they can't provide that certification, the expert witness, you're going to have to pay for that expert witness yourself. All right, which may be difficult to find. Now, what powers does it give you is the question. Well, number one, the DMCA hammer is this. So for instance, when you send a takedown notice to YouTube or Spotify, attaching a professional certificate makes you look like a pro and not a troll. Now, obviously, you're going to have more evidence than this. But two, you get evidence of first creation. So if someone claims that they wrote your song in 2025, but you have a blockchain hash from 2024, the argument over timing is over. This further closes the case faster. Three, you get expedited registration. So if you ever do need to sue, you have to register with the US Copyright Office first. Having your metadata and files organized here makes that registration much faster and the approval much faster so you can, get the lawsuit into the courts. Now, the ultimate warning is this: a blockchain hash proves existence, not authorship. A split sheet and a contract is the closest thing that can be used to prove authorship. If I steal your unreleased demo today and upload it to Dacr before you do, I have a certificate that proves I had the file. It doesn't prove I wrote it. This is why you need other proofs of evidences, like the split sheet, contracts, session files, backed up, screenshots taken, email, all that stuff, and the Dacr certificate. And yes, you can upload your split sheets to Dacr or SongSecure to provide further evidence because it's essentially the same as a notary. Okay, so you can put all them files in there if you want to. Now, so far we've covered proof versus insurance and what Dacr and Song Secure really provide. But this next part is what most artists and their teams question, which is their legitimacy. So stay with me. And side note, if you need a strong business foundation to run your record label with funding, grab my 60-day record label system complete with my funding partners to fund some of this copyright registration stuff that you're going to need. Now, here's the big question. Are they legit? Well, the verdict is this: yes, but only if you understand their job. They are the security guards of your catalog, not the Supreme Court. They provide the proof you need to handle 90% of the problems artists face, which are takedowns, minor disputes, and organizing evidence. That's it. So who should use them? This isn't for everyone, but it can be essential for these types of people in scenarios similar to this. Producer entrepreneurs, if you're running a Beatly site or sending out beat packs via email every day, you probably can't afford $65 per beat for government registration. You probably would want to use Dacr for the volume. And then if you're like a songwriter or you're working in sync or you're doing volume-based pitching, if you're pitching dozens of demos to music supervisors, artists, or A&Rs, you need a date certain trail for every version of every song. Now, if you're the type of artist that likes to write live on social media, or let's say you're testing out different parts and pieces to songs, and if you post freestyles or clips that may have the potential to go viral, you need proof of fixation before you hit post. Or if you hit post, that gives you some of the proof of fixation, but you also need to back it up. And this is when you would possibly use them. So the contrary argument is this: considering the use cases, SongSecure provides a more affordable option for high volume creators. However, Dacr makes government registration more appealing in terms of price because lifetime registration costs $20 per work with Dacr, whereas for 10 unpublished works with the USCO, it costs $65, which is what you would use if you were a producer or writer doing this type of work. And that makes it more affordable at $6.50 per work. And it includes government insurance as well. The timing may be slower, but the price is better. So would I use it is the question you probably have in your mind. I would probably use this because it creates a fortress for my entire catalog. I reserve the expensive government insurance for my official albums and singles, the stuff that's actually going to generate enough revenue to justify a federal lawsuit. For everything else, the drafts, the loops, the unreleased gems, I probably use proof from Dacr. It's cheaper than government insurance, and it makes getting that insurance much easier if someone finally decides to test me. You know what I mean? So there you have it. The cool thing about public posting is you kind of get that already, especially if you give copyright notice on something like, let's say, this YouTube video that I'm posting. I can't change that YouTube date. Once it's there, it's there. If I get notice like you always see in the bottom of my descriptions, that's it. Done deal. So I want you to pull up your hard drive right now and look at your unreleased folder. Ask yourself this: if a major label dropped a song tomorrow that sounded exactly like my best unreleased demo that I've been pitching, do I have a timestamp receipt to prove I had it first? Not the emails. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't, you're going to wish you had the evidence, or you will need to provide or detailed proof to take it to trial. Okay, and you gotta have that to get your expedited registration at the Copyright Office. So the goal is to truly understand what intellectual property is and the types of evidence it requires. The real question isn't should you do this, it's how much longer can you afford and not to. Have a paper trail for your creative work. All right, now if you need extra information on Dacr and how it fits into the overall scheme of everything, watch this video right here. Go to the back half or just watch the whole video in full. It's going to give you more information. Now, if you need help with devising a copyright strategy, depending on your use case, book a call with me or join our group strategy calls every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time inside the Music Money Makers community. Click the link to join right now below. If you think this is too technical or crypto for you or whatever, all you have to do is upload the file and click certify. It's literally easier than posting a reel, and it carries 10 times the evidential weight. It does. Now, if you think the government is the only real way, all you have to do is look at your bank account. Can you afford $65 for every single melody and loop you make? If not, you need a middleman like a Dacr to bridge the gap until you're ready for the big leagues. But if you're thinking, well, nobody would steal from me, all you have to do is look at the AI revolution. Look, data scraping is happening every second, in addition to standard theft. And if your work is on the internet, it's being taken. You need a timestamp to prove you're the source. I believe that this is going to get worse and worse as it goes on. I believe. I'm not saying it is, but I believe. So if you've been struggling with the fear-mongering protection ads from sites like SongSecure and Dacr, the confusion between a $20 certificate and a $150,000 government insurance policy, the poor man's copyright myth that would get laughed out of a modern courtroom, you now have the means to become the savvy music executive you've always wanted to be. Because you aren't just a creator anymore. You're a rights holder who understands how to leverage the federal rules of evidence to protect your empire. Music money makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, grab the 60-day record label system complete with my funding partners, book a call, join the Music Money Makers community, grab the free stuff below, and watch this next video right over here to save your career, and I'll see you next time. Peace.